Hello, this is Uyen.
And German boyfriend.
And we are having a podcast together.
Yay! So the reason for it is easy. Under each of Uyen's videos, you guys are always commenting tons of your own stories about intercultural relationships or living abroad. And we really enjoy to read those and talk about it. So we decided, why not talk with you about it?
Therefore, welcome to Cultural Cuddles. That is the name of our podcast. And we will talk about the experience of living and loving abroad in this podcast.
This is the first episode, so all of this is very new for us, like the whole thingy here with two microphones between each other, sitting here in front of you on the couch with you.
Maybe a brief introduction for people who don't know us yet. My name is Uyen. I'm a Vietnamese. I'm 28 years old and I have been living in Germany for 4 years. I moved to Germany because my boyfriend is German and after doing 3 years of long distance, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I moved here, started my life abroad, and I started making videos on the internet about it, and that became my career now. So yeah, that's me. What about you, honey?
My name is German boyfriend. Soon my name will be German husband. But yeah, I am from Germany. I'm in intercultural relationship with Uyen since soon 8 years.
Intercultural relationship. Wow, that's a very interesting name. Have you ever introduced yourself like that in real life? Like, hello, I'm in an intercultural relationship with Uyen, and this is Uyen. That sounds super weird.
I don't know why I am in a intercultural relationship with this lovely lady, but I am since almost 8 years. Yeah, almost 8 years. Next month it's 8 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm a biologist. I'm into photography and fossils and Pokemon and other nerdy stuff. And I think this is something you can know about me.
Like I said before, in this podcast, we are talking about our and your experience about living abroad, the success, the mistake, and just the ups and downs of it.
And it will work like this. I checked the comment section for your comments. I prepared some of them. I will read them to Uyen, and we're seeing like what we have to say about them. After today, you can even send in your stories to us when you want them to be in the next episode. Then you can just send them to culturecuddles.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will read them.
Okay, I think that's it for the introduction. We can start with the first episode already. As you might know, we are getting married. And we made a video about that on YouTube. And we have a lot of interesting comments about marriages in intercultural relationships. Therefore, in this episode, we're going to read some of them out and then just give our opinion about it. You ready, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's your turn to read the first comment.
Okay. Is it from YouTube or is it from... Yeah, it's from
all from YouTube.
Yeah, from the long form video, right? Okay, guys. Our first comment ever on this podcast is from Photography by Rune. When I got married in Thailand, I proposed to her on a Wednesday. We told her mom, she immediately told us we had to go to a monk and find an auspicious date.
This is just like in Vietnam.
We did the same day, and he told us in 2 days. 40 hours later, we were married in a wedding with hundreds of people. We have been happily married for 17 years now.
Aww.
Congratulations.
Yay. He's from Thailand? Probably not. Otherwise, he won't be shocked about it.
I don't know. One of them seems to be from Thailand. I think the other one isn't.
Okay. In Vietnam, it's very normal to have a super quick wedding like that. But wow, today is really hardcore.
It's really crazy.
But you know why? The reason is very simple. The monk, or who is that? Is that the monk?
It's a monk.
The monk said it has to be in 2 days, so it has to be in 2 days. That is the most lucky day to start their marriage. And they have been marrying for like how
17
long?
years. So the monk had an idea of what he's saying.
You see? And things like that only can be possible in countries like Vietnam, Thailand, properly.
Actually, I like that because like it makes everything kind of easy.
Yeah.
Like when we're thinking, like we had a fight about like if we should get married now in autumn. I hate autumn, so we said we are postponing it until next year. But like if we had like a very good monk who would tell us, yeah, in 2 days is the right time, and then we tell all of our friends who have time in 2 days.
That would never happen in Germany. Even if there's a good monk who telling you that, who's gonna make all of the event and the food and then the places for you in 2 days, there would be no German showing up in the wedding if you tell them that it's gonna be in 2 days. But in Vietnam, it's possible because our service is good and fast. You pay the money. The wedding is going to be in 2 days. It's going to work. And everybody will be there because people in Vietnam are spontaneous. So they would make time for your wedding day because it is important. And 2-day notice is not that bad. So they could do it.
I also feel like it's actually something that you can say in Vietnam to your boss. Like there's a spontaneous wedding from, I don't know, my uncle or my cousin or whatsoever, and then they actually set you off or at least let you go earlier.
Exactly.
No, I think in Germany that would not be possible. I mean, when I would go to my boss and tell him like, yeah, my brother gets married in 2 days. I need a day off. I don't know what he would do. But do you think it could be just a huge scheme to get him married quickly?
I'm pretty sure the whole family from her side is just already waiting just for him to ask. Probably they have already prepared everything.
Yes. Maybe it was like, already everything pre-booked.
But at least he proposed. It's probably not, I mean, I don't know about Thailand, but we don't really propose in Vietnam. So normally the couple would be just like, okay, should we get married now? Yeah, let's get married. And then they go talk to the parents and then it happening like this, super quick.
Okay, so the next one is also from Thailand, or at least about Thailand. It's from N. Hersey 9895. I hope I pronounce it right. My friend in Thailand married an American. The Thai wedding became comedy. The Buddhist priest, another Buddhist priest, gave the bride the day using the bride's and groom's birth dates.
Oh, another thing. This is sounding like Vietnam. It's crazy.
All the guests arrived from all over the world to Thailand. All of a sudden, the priest realized that when they set the date, they used the groom's date as if he's born in Thailand, not in the US, which is of course a day earlier than in Thai time. They redid it and said they had to wait for 3 weeks.
What?
With guests from all over the world that couldn't happen.
What?
So the priests found a lucky number day. So the wedding was only delayed for 2 days.
Oh my God.
So be sure, when you give the fortune teller his day of birth, give him the day it would be in Vietnam.
Honey, what would you do in that situation? Do you want to get married in an unlucky day? Or do you want all of your guests all over the world to wait for 2 days in Vietnam?
2 days is fine, I think. What you need to keep on mind is the power of superstition.
Yeah.
Because like, you will at every anniversary, you will think like, oh, it's our 1 year anniversary. Oh, but it's that unlucky name. And the power of family, all of your family will tell you forever. And actually, I think if this would happen in Vietnam, I think that you can just tell the photographer and the caterer and stuff. And I think there would be possibilities for wiggling.
The caterer, how could they wiggling? They already have the chicken, the meat and everything.
Okay, yeah, the caterer might be, but like, I don't know. Actually, you're lucky. I don't know how it is in Thailand, but I know that in some cultures you celebrate for several days. So you can just eat the wedding food and then 3 days later you buy new food. So you have 2 nice meals. I really think that guests would also like, I don't know, they would find it funny and they would like to help, I guess. So I think, yeah, maybe they even give more money for the additional food or whatsoever.
You know, I know a friend who was like in love with a guy and they were super in love with each other for years, for 4 years, 5 years. And then when their family go to the fortune teller to check their date of birth, the fortune teller told them that if they get married, one of them will die. So they are like very unfitting together. So they break up. And the breakup was brutal. Everybody was crying for days and nights, but they break up. I mean, I guess there are more reasons into it. But the most important reason, I think, is because of the date of birth that is incompatible.
Yeah, that was really crazy. Like, I remember she told me that and I was really like completely...
But you know, in Vietnam, there's an easy fix for that. If your date of birth is not compatible, or like if the fortune tellers tell you that something is not gonna go well, all you need to do is pay a lot of money to the fortune teller, and then they're going to do like a ceremony to the god. Is that the god? Like the spirit, to like dealing with them, feeding the spirit, and then the spirit would be like, okay, so it's not unlucky anymore. So yeah. So maybe, but I mean...
I always like completely amazed by this strategy. Like you find that at several places, like you have a person that creates a problem for you and then you can pay that person so that the problem disappears. Just like your teacher. You're bad. You need to have extra class with me and you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
I really like this business model. Yeah, like at the end, I feel like, I don't know, I think most of the guests also will not be very angry because they just have a story that they can tell for their entire life. And I don't know, at least I think most of my friends and guests would be kind of fine with it and would find it funny.
If I'm the bride, I wouldn't be fine with it. My day would be ruined.
Well, if you're the bride, it's your fault because you delivered the birth date wrong.
If it doesn't make any sense, how, like, oh, that's so complicated,
it's really complicated.
Probably when people come up with these rules in Vietnam or in Thailand, they didn't think about there would be one day, there would be Westerner coming and marrying their people too, or like people in other country. So probably they came up with this kind of thing hundreds of years ago when there is no, you know, intercultural things yet. So everybody have the same day when they were born. There's no time zone and everything. So yeah, but honey, you have to remember when exactly you were born too, so that we know.
Yeah,
and avoid that.
I know the time.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm really wondering, like, because I mean, maybe you don't know, but in Vietnam, like the birth date was not always very important. So some of Uyen's friends, they don't know their correct birth date.
Yeah.
Or like exact. So I'm wondering how it works for them then.
Actually, I think many young Vietnamese people are not that superstitious, like their parents maybe, but the young generation, they don't really care. So if the parents want to search for the best date for them through a shaman or a fortune teller, they let their parents do it, but they don't really like go crazy for that. But the one that go crazy for it, they are very crazy. I do have some friends who only marry to people with the year of birth that is compatible with them, and they only date those people, which is, I don't know, I find it a bit crazy, but okay, if you find someone that fit with you, good for you then. Please move on.
I remember that it was a real cultural shock for me. So we were talking about the Vietnamese and Chinese zodiac, which is depending on the year. And then I wanted to talk about the Western zodiac. And like, yeah, and then they couldn't tell me because they don't know in which month they are born.
Yep, that is very common.
So the next comment is from Virgo Lunar Night, probably from India. In an Indian Hindu wedding, we too have 1,000 of guests. So that's something they have in common with you. Sometimes the bride and the groom even met at the wedding for the very first time.
I heard that in India, arranged marriage is still a thing, which in Vietnam, it's not that common, honestly.
But it's still happening?
I mean, I saw some people trying to have an arranged marriage, but none of them works yet. So in my village, yeah, sometimes when we have people who cannot find a spouse, their parents actually like arrange them with someone else so that they can meet, but none of them actually worked out yet. So yeah, it's not that popular. But I heard that in India, it's actually a thing. And recently I saw many people on TikTok saying things like, you know what, in this economy, maybe an arranged marriage would be good anyway. Arranged marriage me, because I'm single anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, like for why I feel like arranged marriage, especially in India, has kind of a bad rep. But recently, people started to become quite open-minded about it. And because they were like, okay, the parent choose the most compatible family for you, and then you still meet them. And probably nowadays, you still have the decision to choose if you want to marry them or not. But at least the parents basically being like traditional Tinder for them.
So you mean it's like matchmaking, and then you still get to know each other, and then it's then it's actually kind of fun.
Like imagine if I'm single at the age of 30, and if I want to have a husband and I don't have any prospect yet, arrange marriage me. I don't know, like my parents should have searched for like 5 different guys so that I can meet them and then choose. Like they better work.
Actually, when I think about some of my friends who are single, maybe no, it wouldn't be the worst.
Exactly.
I mean, when both of them agree with it, why not?
Yeah, why not?
And if they're open for it. So there are 3 or more days functions for a wedding, and wedding guests wraps up the best. Like the bride has to step it up. Nobody can outshine the bride.
This is very, okay, most of my knowledge about Indians' wedding are from TikTok, because somehow there are so many videos about it, and I love watching those videos. Because have you seen any Indians' wedding videos?
No, I don't think so.
The guests dress up to the night. It was so beautiful.
Okay.
They look like they are, I don't know, royal people, princes and prince and things like that. They have a lot of gold on their body, and then they have crazily layers. And I think in Western culture, maybe you will see as like you're upstaging the bride. But in India culture, I don't know why am I talking about it as if I know about it. I'm so sorry if it's like inappropriate. But I feel like over there, people are just like, great, show up, dress up nicely, because the bride is like dressing up even crazier anyway.
Okay. Maybe I should check out some pictures of Indian brides.
Yeah.
Depending on region, people do sort of a bridal shower where they pamper the bride with their favorite foods. Normally the gifts is money, and close family members give gold and silver.
Just like in Vietnam.
That's pretty similar, right?
But we don't give silver, we only give gold.
Okay. Well, silver is the low-budget alternative. One tradition in my region of India is to put a lemon on the bride, normally in the bra, to ward off evil spirits.
Wow.
But like, I'm a bit confused. Like, a lemon? So one cup of the bra has the lemon inside and the other one not?
I guess they would cut it so that it's like
okay. Yeah,
balance.
That makes sense. Then you also smell the lemon more and the evil spirits. I didn't know that lemon helps against evil spirits, but that's cool. I like lemon smell. Do you have something like that in Vietnam? I mean, Vietnamese.
To fighting back evil spirits, yet 100 things.
Yeah, but like during wedding?
No. Do you want to know how we're fighting back evil spirit?
Of course.
A knife. Normally people would put a knife under their pillow if they have nightmares. And then it's supposed to like fight back the evil spirits. We have a lot of...
That is definitely something I wouldn't try. Like, I don't want anything sharp to be under my head while I'm sleeping.
Like, we definitely have a lot of different herbs that could help to heal the spirit and then fight it back too. I really don't know what are those herbs made from. But yeah, some people believe that the raspberry... Is that right?
Raspberry?
Is that right? No. The one that what is the cocoon that eat the thingy and then they turn to be like fabric?
Mulberry.
Yeah, the mulberry supposed to fight back evil spirit. In my village, when people started acting weird, instead of bringing them to the hospital, they just beat them up with the mulberry because they think that the spirit would get out of their body.
Okay.
But it's not happening anymore. It used to be like that.
Low budget exorcism.
Yeah, exactly. Brazilian exorcism.
But like, okay. Why mulberry though?
I don't
No
know.
one knows? Okay.
Well, sometimes they beat them up with other stuff too. I don't
As
know.
long as you beat them up.
Exactly. Like, it's so weird because, and I know that we are talking about wedding, but
Oh yeah, that was the topic.
but like in my village in the old times, just in a year, there are at least 1 or 2 people. They basically went crazy. Like, they start acting super weird. They cannot control their behavior anymore. And now in the modern time, people kind of understand that maybe there's something going on with their mental health. But like 10 years ago, nobody knows about mental health. So in the village, if people started acting weird, they would 100% assume that a spirit is owning their body and they are not them anymore, and they're very serious about it. So they would have a lot of exorcism. They would invite the witch home, the shaman, to like tell the spirit to go away. And they have so many weird things, like weird things to do it.
Okay, don't you have something cuter, more light-hearted, superstitious that you're doing?
For the wedding day? Well, there is a tradition. No. Listen, my childhood was rough, okay? There's not much cuter, lighthearted thing that is happening in the village. So if you want to know, it's probably just rough story like that.
Okay, next comment then. So the next comment is from Melihin 1981. We hope we are pronouncing your name right. She said, a more traditional German thing than a bachelor party or bachelorette party would be a Polterabend. This party is celebrated by the couple together. The guests bring old plates, cups, mugs, or similar stuff, and during the evening they smash it. And the bridal couple sweep up the fragments for good luck, and it should prepare them to always work together as a married people.
Wait, so you guys gonna smash all of the perfectly good dishes for good luck?
Usually you bring the old dishes for doing it.
That is an interesting thing to do, because in Vietnam, smashing dishes or like broken glass are considering bad luck. So if you broke something during the weddings, people would really think that your marriage gonna start off pretty rocky and it won't last.
Maybe, well, they're not doing it during the wedding. They're doing it before the wedding. Typically on the night before it. So like there's tons of people coming together. Everyone drinks a lot of alcohol, of course. Usually you don't really invite people on that day. People know that you will get married, so they come along. They bring their old plates and they smash them on your ground, and you need to take care about the mess together, showing how well you will work together as a married couple.
You're not gonna let people smash dishes in our wedding, right?
I'm pretty sure, like on the Polterabend before the wedding, we will do that because it's a pretty German thing. I remember that we even also recorded about this, but it didn't make it into the final YouTube video.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I even know people, I visited their basements and stuff, and then there was tons of old plates and things. And then I asked them, like, do you all need them? And then they say, like, well, there will be a Polterabend soon, so we keep them. And it's like, yeah, like, I don't know, tons of them. So, like, what did they plan there?
Okay, if it's like old dishes that you don't want to use anymore and you have to throw away anyway, that makes sense. But seriously, if you buy a new dish and then you smash it, I just find it super wasteful.
No, of course you don't use new dishes. Like maybe you go to the flea market and buy some old dishes there. Or like every time, like the flea market usually stops at around 3 p.m. So some people just leave their stuff there, or people don't want to take their stuff home. So they say like, hey, all of my stuff is for free. So you can go there, see if they have some old plates. And then you can keep them for a Polterabend if you know people. I know people who did that. I think I even did that once. Okay, next one then. So, the next comment is from Amu Me. Hope pronouncing it correctly. Your wedding plans are making me excited. To share some ideas, in my recent Indo-French wedding in France, we gifted a pair of little jars of mustard from the French side and a spice mix from the Indian side to thank the guests. Also, all the tables were named after spices because we love cooking.
That is sweet.
That's really cool.
Do you have any idea of what kind of gifts you're going to give the guests?
I don't know. Like, salt is very popular, but I don't know. I think I will think about, I mean, you already said on the YouTube video that you don't want to be responsible for it, but I really like this part of tradition, like the guest gift. And I think, I will come up with something cute.
Maybe beer, like a bottle of beer with our face on it.
That is not the worst idea. Like I could design the label and then maybe. I also like that they named all of the tables after spices. I'm imagining us having like the salt and pepper table and the Maggi table and the fish sauce table.
We're going to have like 20 tables or more.
Okay, the next one is from Flem. In Eastern Germany, there's a tradition where the guests make a sort of mini obstacle course for the bride and the groom when leaving the church or courthouse. At bare minimum, they have to cut a hole in a sheet and step through it and saw a log in half.
Okay.
But sometimes they have to do a bunch more of stuff like solving puzzles together. At least I assume it's only an East German thing. If I've never heard of it anywhere else. Actually, we have it here too. Like at least whenever someone from the Scouts got married, we had something like that as well. Then they always got super tiny scissors for cutting usually a heart into the sheet. And then they walk together through the heart-shaped hole. And then they need to cut the log together to show how they are working together.
What I really like about German wedding is that the wedding is about the groom and the bride. So we have activities that is for the couples to do. In Vietnam, the wedding is, as I said many times, not really for just the couple. So we also have activities, but it's for the parents, the family members, the guests, but it's rarely for the groom and the bride. We don't have any challenge for him. We barely even care about them because like we have other things to do. We go to the wedding, we have to meet the parents, we eating food and everything, and the couple are just so busy welcoming guests, and then that's it. And I feel it a bit sad. Like it's supposed to be their day and supposed to be the day when they celebrate their love. There should be more activities for them. Or maybe I was just in like normal wedding that's pretty low budget for kind of low income people, because that was the class that I was at in Vietnam. So maybe rich people have like fancier wedding and they do other things, but that's the common wedding that I know in Vietnam. You know, in my village, there are not many interesting things happening, especially in the old times. So every time there is a wedding, the whole village, even if they are not invited, everybody would come to the wedding so that they can see the bride. Because like the bride is like always dolled up, getting makeup and wearing wedding dress and everything. Everybody would trying to pop to see like the bride for like a second, and that is the hottest activity of the whole day of the village, to see the bride, see how she look like.
Actually, I still have problems with imagining a Vietnamese wedding anyway, like what they will actually do. Like what they're talking about here is like you were in the church and like the church service is over, so everyone is married and the bells are ringing and they're coming out and everyone is waiting there, and and then they need to do those little activities. I'm actually curious, like if people say that is a common thing or not, because I really had it with a lot, but basically scout weddings.
Yeah, me too. I have been to like very few weddings in my life because I was 24 years old when I left Vietnam. So most of my friends actually got married when they are 27, 28, 29. And some of them are still single at the moment. So pretty late actually, and most of them are women. So when I left Germany, most of my friends were just too young to get married. So I was just in some very few weddings, and that's why I didn't know much about it. And I was too young when my sisters got married. So all I remember was just they had to get up super early in the morning, do makeup, and then my father cried. It's super sweet. Like,
That's really sweet.
Barely see my father cried often, but like he cried whenever we have like a wedding. For example, my biggest sister, the first one who got married, my father cried a lot. He cried so much he had to go to the bathroom to like clean his face, which is super sweet. When the third one got married, he was just happy. There was no tear anymore.
So you don't get any tears from him?
I don't think so. I don't really think so.
Let's see.
I think he's happy that we are getting married.
Well, he looked happy when we were there together.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was the first episode from Culture Cuddles. We hope that you liked it. For us, it was pretty new, but we also had a lot of fun talking with each other.
And I learned from the first episode that we shouldn't film it in the evening because long talking on the couch with my partner make me extremely sleepy. And now I actually want to cuddle and go to sleep.
There's no problem doing that.
Yep.
So if you are also in a intercultural relationship, or if you're living abroad, or if there's something you want to share us about your friends, or I don't know, you can go to culturecuddles.com and submit your story.
Yeah, any story about your experience of moving to another country or living abroad, experience cultural differences, dating someone from different cultures, we would love to know. And then we would try to read as many of them as possible on our podcast. That is it for today. Thank you very much for listening and watching if you are on YouTube. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, we forgot about something.
Subscribe, please. Subscribe so you know when will the next video coming. Thank you.